So on Friday, G-Roar ended up buying Tesla call options, 440 strike at the exact lows for 115 a contract at 9:50 a.m. Within the span of an hour. Those call options went up over 800%. And you would think all of the winning would stop there. But in terms of my own personal trading, I ended up going 3 for 3 on the day. The first trade that I ended up making, I noticed on the 30-minute chart that the SPY was reacting bullish and it was bottoming at that 577 to 580 zone where I was interested in buying call options. I noticed on the 30-minute chart, all the SPY was doing was forming bullish 30-minute candlestick patterns. So once we were breaking above the previous closing price and reacting as support, I decided to buy SPY call options. I bought these calls at 68 cents, 592 strike. I was adding in the 40s and 50s as the calls were dropping against me. And they ended up going up over 1,000%. And then the second trade that I ended up making, I bought SPY call options at the exact lows for a 100% profit return. And then the third trade that I ended up making, I bought SPY calls at the exact lows on this dip, back to back for another 100% profit return. Going 4 for 4 as a collective as a whole. I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making on Friday. In terms of last week, Wednesday and Friday were the days where you could have easily made thousands of dollars, if not over $10,000, as we had multiple trades that went up over 1,000%. With that being said, let's get straight into the money-making game plan. But yeah, in terms of that game plan, man, you got to understand you have to use confirmations at the levels. We can have strategies that are perceived to be bearish at a level, but if it reacts bullish with a bullish confirmation, we might just buy call options, right? Because the confirmation is going to help lead that overall direction. I'm going to be breaking everything down. In terms of the game plan that I posted in the last video, I told you guys Tesla put options. Man, if you were to try Tesla put options at the previous closing price, that could have went up over 1,000%, man. As soon as Tesla was forming red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the 436 level that I gave you, forming lower highs right here, red, green, red. This is a bearish pattern, sells off hard, and it's at the previous closing price, turning this previous support into resistance level, forming lower highs, red, green, red, buy, put options. The puts went up over 1,000%. The pattern was there. And in terms of that pattern, it recently occurred on SPY during FOMC. You can see the red, green, red. See how the lower highs in the roof is literally forming towards that previous support, tracking below, forming new lower highs, massive sell-off. Anyways, man, in terms of the overall game plan, this is going to be simple. The SPY is gapping up. It is trying to open up higher than the previous closing price at 591.15. Based off of the daily chart pattern that I am seeing on the SPY, this is what I want you to pay attention to. So, as you can see right here, the SPY had a massive sell-off. The SPY had a massive sell-off, and then it rebounded, then it rebounded, then it rebounded. In terms of when it started to bottom out, take a look at this green bullish daily candlestick. Take a look at this green bullish daily candlestick. They are identical. Once the SPY ended up selling off hard and quick, and then it formed that green bullish daily candlestick, the next day, the SPY ended up gapping up, and the low of day was literally towards the previous closing price. So if the SPY is gapping up, I'm going to be bullish and I'm going to be interested in buying call options at the following levels based off this daily pattern. And if this pattern repeats itself, you can just see at some point, during the day, it's going to have a major drop towards some key resistance levels, right? So there's going to be opportunities for calls and puts. So in terms of the first game plan that I have for you, this is for if the SPY gaps up. If we open up higher than 591.15, I'm planning to use the break and retest strategy for calls. So in terms of the levels for call options, it's going to be very simple. In terms of the levels for call options, it's going to be slightly above the previous closing price. So we closed at 591.15 in terms of previous resistance levels that are towards 591.15. You can say, 591.50. You can say 592. So in between that range, 591.50, 592, 592.50, as long as the SPY is maintaining bullish above $590, it's going to be a strong bullish trend day. As long as we are holding up above 590 to 589.70. It's going to be a strong bullish trend day. The break and retest levels, these are resistance levels, 591.50, 592.50, 593. When the SPY is breaking above these levels, I'm waiting for it to drop back down to one of those levels to retest. Based off the history, it could potentially go back closer to the previous closing price. So keep your eyes on 592 to 591.50. But the point is, at one of any of those three levels, if I'm seeing bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, if I'm seeing floors forming bullish 30-minute pins, bullish 30-minute patterns towards those levels, I'm going to be buying call options. In terms of the overall profit targets, we will be on pace for a move to 596. Now, if we break above 596 and react as a support level, the next level we're going to be heading to is going to be that $600 range. So in terms of put options, man, let me take a quick look at the chart here. In terms of main interest for put options, because there's going to be good opportunities for puts as well if we do end up gapping up based off the pattern, what I would say is keep your eye on 600, but the true best level, and you could save this for later into this week, the true best level in zone is going to be like right around here towards this like mid 603 to 605 range, right around 603 to 604, right? So we break above 596, turn that into support, we go to 600, and then 600, keep an eye on puts, but the best level for puts is going to be, I'm telling you, 603.50 to 604.50 zone. Save that for this week. That's the overall game plan if we're gapping up. I gave you the levels for calls, I gave you the levels for puts. Sell into the moves, sell into the key levels, set profit stops. When you're up 20% on a trade and you set a profit stop, it is impossible to go green and red on the trade. You'll be stopped out for profits, move the profit stop up higher. Do not blindly trade at these levels. One thing that traders need to understand is this. There is strategies that you can use within the market, but the problem that I see a lot of traders having is they don't use the proper confirmations at the overall strategies. This is what they don't understand. So in the last video that I made, I was discussing how there was a strategy, and in terms of the strategy, we had previous support. You can see all the support right here at 586, 586, 587. We had all the support at 586, 587, right? The SPY had a massive gap down. It gapped down like it gapped down over 11 points if you include the extended hours trading session. So that's why I was making it a valid point where in terms of a strategy, if the SPY spikes back up instantly to that previous support where it gapped down here, where the bulls got trapped for the short term being, right? It can potentially be previous support to react as a resistance, a breakdown of support, a massive gap down, a massive drop. And then if it quickly spikes back up, overreaction to the upside just as quickly as it dropped, it can potentially turn that previous support into new lower highs in react bearish, in react resistance to start to drop back down, right? That's a strategy. Breakdown and retest, the opposite of breakout and retest, previous support to react as a resistance, right? SPY cracks key support, gaps down. If it spikes right back up, overreacts to the upside, could potentially react bearish. But what traders don't understand is that strategy could be a foundation for a level, but the problem is you need a confirmation. If the SPY, and in terms of the lower levels that I gave you, I told you 587, I told you 577 and 580. That's where I wanted to buy calls at the lower oversold levels. And surely enough, that's exactly where it fucking bottomed. But the point being is, there's a bearish strategy that you could have used, previous support, cracked for the first time, massive sell spikes right back up. Of course, we're going to be interested in buying puts from perception, from the strategy, breakdown and retest previous support to react as new lower highs, right? But if the confirmation is nothing but green and fucking bullish, just nonstop green and 30-minute candlesticks, right? This is why at the end of the day, the 30-minute chart will always save you. You have to use confirmations. So in this situation, when I saw the 30-minute chart was breaking above previous closing price and reacting bullish, I was buying calls because the confirmation was bullish, even though a potential foundation was a bearish strategy, right? But at a bearish foundation strategy, if bullish confirmations are forming, it's just going to go up to the next level, next resistance level, 590, 593, 595. It's just going to keep on going up to the next fucking resistance level until the 30-minute chart starts to flip red and bearish and starts to form some lower fucking highs, man. Such a simple flip. Look at the flip, man. This is support. It cracks below support, red, green, red, lower highs, previous support to react as a resistance, just like Tesla did and just like SPY did earlier this week. This is why you have to pay attention to the 30-minute chart and you have to use the 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the overall levels. Sometimes when SPY reacts bullish at my bearish strategy level, I'm not going to buy calls. I'll just sit out. And then sometimes I will buy calls. It depends on the situation. But this was an extremely volatile day. And in terms of this day, this is a day where I personally relived in a sense. I specifically remember trading the same exact patterns in the same exact day on Wednesday and Friday. For those of you who trade SPY every single day, you should have recognized these overall patterns because these same patterns happen over and over again. And that's what really helped lead to my overall success on Wednesday and Friday. But anyways, man, I'm going to break down the trades. I gave you the bullish plan. In terms of the bearish plan, bears take control if we go under 589, react as a resistance. And in terms of the next level for calls would be towards right around this 582 zone. 582, 583 would be next overall level for calls towards this 582 to 583 and then 577, right? So that's the overall game plan. And in terms of, just giving you a price ladder just helps lead direction. 577, 580, 508 and 84, 586.50, 590, 593, 596, 600, 603 to 604. And then I told you the best levels for calls and puts. That's just a price ladder. If we're acting bullish or bearish at the level, then you know what's going to happen. It's going to start to go towards that next overall level and direction, right? So use the price ladder to your advantage as well, along with 30-minute candlestick confirmations. And you could just see, man, this is going to be a wicked move, man. Just look at this. This is your previous resistance towards this, 589. Look at this. This is wicked. Take a look at this. This is your previous resistance at 589.50. Again, you have this red, green, red pattern, sells off. That's been happening all fucking week on SPY, and it happened on Tesla close. If you read the 30-minute chart the way I teach you, you should have been in on Tesla puts right before the market fucking closed. But anyways, man, previous resistance, break above resistance, drops back down, turns this previous resistance into a new floor, starting to gap up, right? So that's very, very bullish in a sense. As long as we hold above 589s, we go to 596. If we crack below 589, form new lower highs, react bearish, then we drop all the way down to 582s, buy calls at the fucking dip. That's that key fucking level. It's already reacting bullish, break and retest, starting to have this V curl up, right? Daily chart pattern says if we're gapping up, it's going to be fucking bullish. And in terms of the trades, man, look at this. So I gave you the breakdown. You use this information, you use what I teach you, you should have fucking banked, man. That's what people need to understand. You can have bearish and bullish strategies, and you could show interest, whether it be in short buys or long buys. But at the end of the day, if you don't use confirmations at those fucking strategies, you are absolutely fucked, man. All those people buying puts didn't look at the 30-minute chart. They were literally just adding into the fire, buying into the fucking fire, burning their fucking money away. My whole fucking team was laughing their fucking asses off, swimming in fucking profits with fucking calls because we identified that this was nothing but green and fucking bullish and there was no reasons for puts. There was a strategy that works for puts, but there was no fucking confirmation. So we just bought the fucking calls. So anyways, man, take a look at this. Now, you tell me in the comments, for those of you, if you're in other groups, for those of you who trade fucking options, you let us know. Who fucking prints like us? Who's making better trades than us? I'm gonna show you what we do inside of Team Roar. You want to see what we're doing inside of here? Look, this is our first trade on the day. We have a real-time 0-day trade and option alert system. We make money and we print money nonstop. I'm gonna show you. This is the updated plan on the key levels. As you can see, buy the dips. As long as we hold above 580, we're going to be buying the dips. And then all of the key levels were broken down for the fucking dips. I went with the higher levels. In terms of the first trade, G-Roar ended up calling it out. As you can see right here, the market open trade tends to be a win every single day. So you tell me, man, who's doing this? Who's consistently winning all of the time, buying cheap far out of the money option contracts in the morning? Let's buy 440 Tesla call options for 115 cents a contract at 9:51 a.m. So if you go to 440 Tesla calls and you go to 9:51 a.m., you're going to see Team Roar was in at the exact lows. This is 9:51 a.m. We're in at the exact fucking lows. What happens just 50 minutes later? Just 50 minutes later, they go all the way up to 800 a fucking contract. Who's doing that? Please let us know. Who the fuck is doing that? Who is printing like us, right? All we do is fucking win. We had members on Wednesday and Friday alone make over 5 fucking figures in a single fucking day. Do you understand? These are the best trades you're ever going to see in the fucking stock market. Who do you know is doing this? Is it the fucking famous people with hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers talking about stocks? Are they fucking doing this? You let us know, man. Who the fuck is printing like us, man? Take a look at the fucking trade. These are the option quotes moving in real time. Calls are up 55 cents. As you can see, we fucking crushed it, setting the profit stops. We have a real-time zero-day options trading alert system. It's not just buy and sell alerts. We tell you when to set the profit stops. If you set a profit stop when you're green on a trade, it's impossible to go to red, right? With that being said, as you can see, calls up 117 cents. Bring your profit stops up closer. 200% profit return selling at $300 a contract. Now, you would think all the winning would stop there. But let me show you what the fuck I did on Friday. You guys remember all the massive wins I had on Wednesday? Well, let's talk about fucking Friday. You guys know, man, Fridays tend to be our best fucking days, man. So for those of you who joined Friday, man, you should have made at least $500, $1,000. We had some people make over 5 fucking figures on Wednesday and Friday alone. Take a look at the trades. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. This is my first trade on the day at 10:32 a.m. So in terms of what led to my success on this overall trade, like I said, just like on Wednesday, I've relived this day before. I've traded this day before. This is why, and again, if any of you know about this, you let me know. One thing I'm extremely interested in doing, because I have technical strategies where, you know, I like to focus on history repeating itself, past chart patterns. So what I think would be a great idea is if you can take a certain time frame, right? So let's say the 30-minute chart, for example. We take a screenshot of a certain area in the 30-minute chart, and then we upload it. And then in real time, it shows us what happens in the past when this pattern forms. And it shows us multiple examples on stocks, or maybe you can filter it out for just SPY, see if it happened in the past, right? And it also shows you in real time, and you can filter it out with stocks in a sense, where if it's happening in real time. So it shows you past examples, and it also shows you real-time examples. If anybody knows anything about that with like AI or just something like that in general, like software where you can upload a screenshot of a certain candlestick chart pattern and it shows you what happened in the past on certain tickers, you could filter it out. And it also shows you like a scanner if something like that is happening in real fucking time, you let me know, because that right there is a money fucking printer. But in terms of my experience, I've been trading SPY nonstop from market open to market close, observing the market and trading SPY nonstop. You know, we've been trading for over a decade. And with that being said, I tend to remember a lot of these patterns. So based off my memory and experience, this day repeated to an exact fucking T. So in terms of how I viewed this, you know, actually reversed at the gap. The thing was, it was nothing but green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, and the market was very oversold for the micro. So in terms of this trade, at 10:32 a.m., I ended up buying these SPY call options. So I bought these call options right here at the opening of this 30-minute candlestick. Why? Because I noticed that the gap right here at 586.10 was not reacting as a resistance. And I noticed that this previous support right here that cracked was not reacting as a resistance when it retested for the first time. And I noticed on the 30-minute chart, it was nothing but green and bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. Therefore, there's absolutely no reason for calls. Now, in terms of my interest there was no interest for puts, not calls. There was no interest for puts because there was no reason for puts because in terms of confirmation is reacting bullish, right? Now, in terms of my reasoning, right? In terms of my reasoning behind buying calls in a sense, because I'll tell you, sometimes, so in advance, I was bearish at this level because 586 to 577, that's a massive fucking downside move, right? So in hindsight, previous support could react as a resistance and the gap could potentially have a reversal, right? But there was no bearish confirmations. So sometimes I'll buy calls at the bearish strategy if there's bullish confirmations, and sometimes I won't. So you might be wondering, well, what's the difference? Why come sometimes you're going to do it and sometimes you're not? So for me, it comes down to the confirmation and it comes down to the move. So the market was extremely oversold. It was very volatile. It was green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmation. And in terms of intuition and experience trading SPY, I knew it was just going to keep on fucking trending up. It was going to be a massive fucking fake out where the bears were going to get absolutely fucking smoked. So my entire focus for the rest of the day was going to be on call options and holding, right? And then in terms of measuring the move, a massive move is going to occur at 586, 587 resistance right here, 586 support right here. A massive move to the downside occurred when it reacted as a resistance and formed lower highs with red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, right? So I'm looking at this chart and I'm saying, man, the next move, if we react to support, is all the way at 591 to 593. And you can see right here, when it reacts fucking bearish with all the red candles, right? It sells off. And then when it starts to form the green candles, it starts to spike, right? So I'm looking at the 30-minute chart and I'm saying, okay, we just broke above this resistance right here. It's forming higher support. There's no reasons for puts. And another thing that I noticed was we're so early into the day. And I specifically remembered the same day I traded this in the past, last year when this occurred, I specifically remembered bears within my chat were getting squeezed with this same overall pattern, man. So I took advantage of that history and experience as well, man. But it's just simply understanding that the 30-minute chart was nothing but green and bullish, right? And it's breaking above and it's forming all this bullish 30-minute candlestick support, right? And then in terms of how you can maximize that overall move, you can just hold the trade and set profit stops and move the profit stops up higher, right? In terms of profit targets, you can visually see, when it reacts as a resistance, this goes from 586 to 582 before having a bounce. So you're looking at a 4-point potential move if you measure the move. So 586 to 590s, and then you got resistance right here at 593 that's going to try to test this wick, right? So you can measure the move and you could say, 591, 592. You could set profit stops. You can move the profit stop ups higher. Another thing is, in terms of selling your complete position, once one of these 30-minute candlesticks closes red, then you can just cut your position completely. So there's really no reason to sell in a sense if the 30-minute candle is just going to keep on closing green and bullish in this particular situation, because you can just see, man, when it reacts bearish at this level, it has a hard sell-off, meaning so when it's going to react bullish at this level, it's going to have a hard pump. And another thing was it was very early into the day. There's a lot of people that said, this is overbought, calls is not the play, calls at the fucking highs is stupid. And I noticed how early it was into the day, and people were truly underestimating how oversold we were on the chart and the momentum that SPY had along with this 30-minute chart. So that was another thing, man. The fact that people were saying, this is very high, this is at resistance, this is overbought. We had some people in the chat saying that. I would say one of the things that they failed to recognize was it was so fucking early. That's another thing, man. If it's that fucking early, this has all the time in the fucking world to run. That's what people are quick to fucking forget. Literally just, 2 30-minute candlesticks can blow you out the fucking park at a certain level. So this was a very special level, and it was green here and it was red here. So fucking calls here and puts there. Common fucking sense, man. So in terms of this fucking play, 592 calls, 68 cents at 10:32 a.m. We go to 592 calls, 10:32 a.m. And we go to 10:32 a.m. You're gonna see right here. So as soon as I got in, I bought towards the middle range of this overall candle, and those calls did drop to 40 cents. Inside of Team Roar, we do not use stop losses. We put in our entire position size as our max risk per trade. Therefore, if the contracts expire 0 and go to worthless, the most we lose is what we put in, which is our max risk per trade, could be a couple percent of your account. It allows us to remove the stop loss. It allows us to hold the trades and trade the trend. It allows our contracts to come back to life stress-free. It allows us to hold and sell deep in the fucking money. It allows us to never fucking lose because we trade the fucking trend. With that being said, these calls got fucking hammered in a couple minutes, but I didn't sweat it, man. I was just so fucking bullish, man. People were freaking out. I was like, dude, look at how fucking high this went up. This just went from fucking 10 cents all the way to 80 cents. You think I'm going to stress about a quick drop like fucking that? Hell no. I'm trading the fucking trend. I'm holding. I'm fucking adding. So I was very confident that I was on the right side of the fucking trend in terms of timing that exact perfectly. That can be a little bit more challenging, especially when it's going from fucking 10 cents to 80 cents in fucking minutes, right? But I'm not missing out on that fucking play. I valued my profit target at 593, right? So I'm saying this is a fucking no-brainer. These are cheap as fuck. So in terms of adding, I added at 54 cents. Shout out to the motherfucker who thumbs down my ad. And then in terms of the other ad, I added at 49 cents, right? And I was just telling the whole fucking chat to buy calls, to hold calls, saying at 10:37 a.m. as I was adding heavily into these calls that the profit target is at 593. Keep in mind, this is when SPY was trading in the 587s, when everyone was saying that it was overbought and they were all buying puts, betting against what it is that I teach. People don't understand, man. I had a bearish strategy, but the confirmation was bullish. And then my intuition, experience trading literally said, it's going to keep on fucking going up. I relived this day. I'm telling you, these same patterns happen all over again, which is why you're always going to see us as well trading SPY. It is a highly predictable ticker to be trading in a sense, right? When you have that intuition and you've experienced and relived those trading days, those are the best days for you to be fucking trading. And I had recognized that. That's why I kept on fucking adding into the dips, saying that this was going to be a steal. So here I am again, adding at 47 cents a contract. And at 10:51 a.m., right before these fucking calls exploded, I said, now is the time to buy calls heavily. So let's break down the chart. Another reason why I said that at 9:51 a.m. had to do with the 1-minute chart. I trade using the 30-minute and the 1-minute chart. So in terms of the pattern that I was seeing, let's take a look at 9:51 a.m. This is the pattern that I was seeing on the SPY. So you can see right here, see how the SPY is just gradually going up. You see how it's like gradually slanted going up on the 1-minute. Then it has this big move to the upside. Well, I noticed it was doing the same fucking thing. You see how it's just gradually slanted going up, big move, right? So the 1-minute chart was saying there was a bullish pattern. The 30-minute chart saying there was a bullish pattern. If you measured the overall moves and confirmations, we were looking at 592, 593 overall range, man. This was a no fucking brainer. If you guys weren't in calls on this overall play, you slept on the best fucking play and you didn't have that experience in terms of trading SPY last year. Because like I said, from photograph memory, I specifically remember, and intuition-wise too, with Heart of Cards, I specifically traded the same exact day that had happened before. And I'm telling you, those are the best trades, and that's when I'm most fucking confident. Unfortunately, not every trade I'm going to make is in that situation. And then sometimes in that situation, it literally takes you being in a trade to see that. That's why, like I said, if anybody knows about some sort of software or AI where we can take screenshots of certain patterns, of certain charts, and see if something like that is happening on real time with filter stocks, or just see in the past, right, what has happened in a particular situation, ideally on the same ticker, man, that is something I'm very interested because I found this to be extremely successful. It's just you have to wait for these opportunities to come, and most people don't wait, right? They let FOMO get in the way and take shitty plays and lose fucking money. So with that being said, in terms of this overall play, it was phenomenal, man. So I sold at 11:07 a.m. I sold at 111 cents a contract, and then I was leaving runners, right? And I already explained to you ways where you can capitalize on full positions, set profit stops, move profit stops up higher in terms of calls. Force yourself to get out. Once the 30-minute candlestick closes red, you'll get back some gains, or you'll just get profit stopped out before then because you moved your profit stop up higher, right? And then I sold the rest at 11:19 a.m. at 150, right? So literally adding in the 40s, selling in the 150s, another 200% plus profit return, right? And I told people to leave runners. I expressed very clearly within the chat, if you go back to all my messages, these weren't all my messages, these are the trading messages in terms of like our entries, where we add and stuff like that. But in terms of commentary, if you go back throughout my analysis, I made it very, very clear to hold and leave runners. These can go up 1,000%. So surely enough, if you take a look at the 592 calls, we were adding at the lows in the 40 cents. They went to 400. They went up over 1,000%, literally within the span of 1 fucking hour. So G-Roar comes in the morning. He alerts to play on Tesla calls at the exact lows. They go up 800% an hour. And then I come in right after him. I alert SPY calls towards the exact lows, and then I start adding at the lows. And then they go up 1,000% within the span of an hour. Surely enough, all the fucking massive winning would stop there, right? Because if you just held these trades for literally an hour more, you could have made 2,000% in total on each trades combined, right? Put in a fucking 100, make 1,000 on each. Where the fuck are you going to be able to do this, man? The market is on fire. This is the best trading system you're ever going to experience within the market. It's low risk, high reward. It gives you the biggest percentage gains. The contracts are so fucking cheap, you don't even need to use a stop loss. So with that being said, man, in terms of the overall trades, as you can see right here on my next trades, I'm going to break this down and I'm going to show this to you. So in terms of my next trade, man, this is where I ended up buying SPY calls at the bottom, back to back. So you let us know, man, what other group is doing this? Who the fuck do you know is printing like us at the speed of fucking light, man? Because we would like to know if another team is printing like this, man. Everything it is that we're doing is alerted 100% in real time. So in terms of the next play, man, let's get into this. In terms of the next play, as you can see right here, I ended up buying 593 calls at 80 cents a contract at 2:12 p.m., right? So if we go to 593 calls at 2:12 p.m., and I'm going to explain to you why I took this trade as well. So in terms of 593 calls, you could see this is where I got in. As soon as I got in, they quickly dropped to 65 cents a contract, right? So I almost got in towards the exact lows. It literally happened within the span of a minute. And then as you could see, I was again adding to these calls. I added at 2:16 p.m. at 70 cents a contract. Who added? We had people who actually want to win, so they're adding. And then added at 80 cents a contract once they went back up to my initial first entry, right? And then in terms of the exit, I ended up selling at 113 cents a contract at 2:29 p.m. And then I sold the rest at 130 a contract at 2:31 p.m. So as you can see, I sold the exact fucking peak, literally right before the SPY ended up selling off. So the trading just keeps on getting better, man. The more we fucking go, the better the trades just get. This one I'm selling at the fucking peak, buying towards the exact lows. Please let us know. Who do you know is doing this? What other group on the fucking planet to exist is doing this? This amount of winning, this amount of consistency, this amount of fucking gains. Do you understand? We are the greatest to ever fucking do this. You will never find a better zero-day options trading group out there on the fucking planet. And this is the hardest trading style to master. So surely enough, you would think all of the winnings and all the gains would stop there. We're 3 for 3 on the day, multiple 100% profit returns. If you held the trades for just a singular fucking hour, 1,000% on each fucking trade, right? You'd think to just stop right there, right? But no, I just have to come back in. I have to come back in and buy the calls at the exact fucking lows again. I just have to let these hoes know, man. I have to let them know. But before we do that, man, take a look at SPY. This is why I bought those fucking calls. So in terms of those calls, as you can see, right, because we alert everything we're doing in real fucking time. It's all fucking timestamps for you to just go back and review and see and take advantage of and capitalize off of and make money on. So at 2:12 p.m., why did I buy call options? You know, like 10 minutes into the 30-minute candlestick opening, right? So if you go to 2 p.m. right here, this is where I bought call options. So this is 2 p.m., right? And I bought call options towards the lows of this 30-minute candlestick when it looked ugly, red, and bearish. Why did I do that? Well, in terms of the overall 30-minute pattern, we're going to do a quick comparison. I'm going to disable the extended hours trading session, and I'm going to quickly show you exactly what I was seeing on the 30-minute chart. Take a look. You see this 30-minute candlestick facing to the downside? Then what happens? It goes bullish, and it retests the 30-minute candle. You see this 30-minute candlestick facing to the downside? What happens? It goes bullish, and then it retests the high of that 30-minute candle. So when I saw that pattern recently repeating on the SPY, and take a look, this is resistance. You see the resistance at 607? There's a break above resistance. You see the red 30-minute wick? You see how the floor is above that previous resistance? That's bullish. It's forming higher support. And then it retests the high of the wick, right? Now watch. You see how there's resistance right here? Look at the resistance. There's resistance right here at 591. SPY breaks above 591. It forms the red bearish pin. Previous resistance to react to support. What's it going to do? It's going to start to uptrend to retest the high of that wick. Sell the fucking wick. Sell those fucking 593 calls in the money. Do you understand? This 30-minute chart with simple price action is the name of the fucking game. If you are not using the 30-minute chart, you should not be trading. You will never be successful trading the overall key levels, holding the trades if you're not using the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart saved the bulls' life. It saved you from becoming a bear. It saved everyone's fucking life, man. Look at this. It starts to fucking drop when there's a 30-minute red candle. Red, green, red. It starts to sell off. Like, dude, look at this, man. You see how fucking simple this shit is? Look at this. This is support. SPY cracks support. It goes back up. The new roof, the new ceiling, the new resistance is at the previous support. You see that? Red, green, red. What does it do? It falls off a fucking cliff. The same shit happens over and over again at the fucking levels. Look at this. What is SPY doing? SPY starts to break out. It starts to drop. Red, green, red, forms these lower highs, sells the fuck off. Look at fucking Tesla. I gave you a bulletproof fucking plan on Tesla, man. Tesla fucking puts went up over 1,000%. I told you the best play for Tesla was to buy fucking puts at the previous closing price. Look at this. It's going green and fucking bullish. No reason for fucking puts. We have the red, green, red. This is support. You see the floor? This is all fucking support. Green, red, green. It goes up. It's bullish. It cracks support. This is previous support right here. Red, green, red. The new ceiling, the new resistance, the new lower highs, the new fucking roof. Is that the previous support? Red, green, red. Now, last 30 minutes of the previous fucking closing price. 536 to 520. The fucking puts went up over 1,000 fucking %. And there's people crying in my fucking comment sections, bitching about how the game plan didn't work. I'm like, dude, you don't use confirmations. You don't know how to fucking trade, man. We don't blindly trade at levels. We don't blindly trade strategies. Yes, there's strategies where it's supposed to, okay, it could be bearish here. We trade the fucking strategies, the fucking levels, the fucking confirmations. We put it all fucking together, man. We have the map figured out. Now, let's get into the fucking wins. So in terms of the final win on the fucking day, let's get into it. As you can see right here, after that, another 100% win on calls. Let's buy SPY, 591 calls at 52 cents at 3:35 p.m. Back-to-back calls at the exact fucking lows. Let me know, man. Who the fuck is doing this? Who is doing this? Who the fuck do you know of is doing this? Do you understand? Nobody. Nobody out there is printing like us. Do you fucking understand? Look at this. At 3:35 p.m. Right here. This is 3:30 fucking 5 p.m. at the exact fucking lows. The calls go from 50 cents to fucking 150 in 2 minutes. They go up 200%. Do you understand? That is 4 for 4. Who the fuck is printing like us? Who the fuck do you know is doing this, man? Let us fucking know. We would love to know, man. Who the fuck do you know is printing like us at the speed of fucking light? Sold it at 105 cents a contract, man. So much fucking money. All we did was print. Wednesday and fucking Friday, you could have made thousands of dollars, tens of fucking thousands of dollars, man. Look at this. The gains are coming in non-stop. Our members get results. We fucking win. We fucking print. Nobody out there is printing like us, man. Trades, everything's documented in real fucking time. Look at this. Stevie, he took my trade on 592 SPY calls. He's not sleeping on the fucking calls. Look at this. He comes in the chat. He takes the trade on fucking calls. This is the guy who was flying private. Shout out to Stevie, man. He posted a picture. He was flying on his private jet within the community, man. We have a badass community. There's a lot of multi-millionaires in this fucking community. But yeah, he bought these calls at 42 cents. Just 50 fucking contracts. And he ended up making a 130% profit return, a $2,800 profit. I'm sitting here saying, man, we got members making thousands of dollars a day, and we're only charging $150 a month? We should just raise the fucking price. I see the same people making thousands of dollars every single day. I see the same faces making 5 figures a fucking week. We have members in here making 6 figures a week. Do you understand how many multi-fucking millionaires are in this fucking group? Look at the fucking results, man. $2,800 fucking profit. That's a good fucking investment. $150 a month to make $2 fucking thousand in a fucking day. He just bought himself a yearly stay within the span of a fucking hour. And look at this, man. Alyssa, she is one of our most consistent members. Take a look, man. You're going to see female traders. They tend to be the best traders. Look at this. She absolutely crushed it, man. She was waiting for some of our trades. She took the Tesla 440 calls, and she ended up making over $8,000 on those Tesla call options. And I was kind enough to invite you to my secured private organization to come print with us. But some of you didn't accept the invitation to the party. You didn't want to come print with us, man. On Wednesday, we made thousands of percents. Alyssa made $8,000 on Friday. It's like, dude, accept the invitation to the party. You want to win, you want to print. It's nonstop winning in here. I can fucking assure you, man. Look at this. All the gains on Tesla calls, all the gains on SPY calls, SPY 591 call options, $600 profit. It's nonstop winning in here. Another very consistent member within our chat, $3,000. Dude, I'm just like, man, I can't believe it cost that fucking little to join the group. It's just fucking crazy, man. We should be charging a lot more, man. I was looking at the leaderboard on WAP and I'm saying, man, there's groups on fucking WAP that trade options. Some of them are charging $200 a week. I've seen groups charge hundreds of dollars a week. There's groups out there that are charging $600 a week. And people think our fucking price is expensive. Do you not see all the fucking gains we're making? All we know how to do is fucking win and fucking print. Like, wake up, man. I'm trying to get you out of the matrix and put you into something that's fucking real, that fucking works, that fucking prints. Our format's not going to work for everyone, but I can assure you the same faces are coming back daily and they're printing non-stop. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. So listen, man, if you're serious about making money, it's the first link down below in the description. It's a zero-date options trade alert system. What we do is we buy cheap, far out of the money option contract, and we're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. In terms of some background to the system, this is not just buy and sell alerts. This is a more strategic trading alert system. So in terms of some background on what makes this strategic, we set profit stops. When we are green, we set profit stops to ensure we don't go green to red. We add to winners to increase our winnings. When we're up a small amount, 5 to 20% is a small amount for us. This is not a group that buys and sells in a split second and makes small wins. No, this is a group that makes the biggest fucking wins in the market with the lowest risk, buying the cheapest contracts with the highest win rate in the game, fucking doing it. 4 for fucking 4 on fucking Friday, and then Wednesday, fucking 8 for 9. Who the fuck is doing this with 0 to 8 far the money option contracts, selling the money for the biggest percentage gains, right? We set profit stops. We add to the fucking winners to increase the winnings because when we win, we tend to win fucking big. The profit stop is going to protect our new average cost. We move the profit stop up higher to ensure that we don't give back the bulk of our gains if the market has to move against us. We sell into the moves. We leave runners. We sell deep in the money. Now, when we're down on a trade, we never use stop losses. So what we're doing in a sense is we're never using stop losses, which is another main reason why we never tend to lose on these 0-day option contracts, because we trade the trend and the contracts have the entire day to come back to life and go in the money, right? And we have many trades where we time well and we're up multiple 100% profit returns before they even go in the fucking money. So imagine if you held the runners in the money, 1,000% plus, man. Fucking, there were trades on SPX puts on fucking Wednesday. You could have made over 30,000%. You ain't gonna be able to do this anywhere else within the stock market. This is the best fucking place to fucking do this in the market is far the money 0 date options. You can master any craft within the market, but if you want to win, master 0 date options. You can be very successful with this with a low win rate. If you make 1,000% on a trade, you can have 18 trades in a row, sizing it accordingly, lose 50% on each trade, still be up 100%. The win rate does not matter, but we have the highest win rate in the game doing this because we're the best to ever fucking do this, right? We don't use stop losses. Risk management 101. Whatever you put in is what you're going to lose if you take an L. And in terms of if you take an L, what that means is that means that if the trade expires worthless and it goes to zero, or if the trade expires worthless and goes to zero, then you take an L, right? But as long as you're green on a trade, you set a profit stop. When you're up 10%, 15%, 20%, you get stopped out for fucking green, move the profit stop higher, right? So basically, whenever the fuck we're up, we set the profit stop, right? And when we're down, there's no stop loss, so we don't get stopped out. We have the entire day for the contracts to come back to life, to go in the money, to set the fucking profit stops, to go green when we're green, right? And in terms of risk management 101, the most you put in is the most you're willing to lose. It's your max risk per trade. Just as any other trader, they have a max risk per trade, except for us, we don't use a stop loss to exceed that, to hit that max risk per trade, right? So everything we're putting in, if it doesn't work out, it goes to zero. Max risk per trade could be a couple percent of your account. If you're trading with a $2,000 account and you want to risk 2% of your account per trade, you buy one contract, $40 a contract, cheap, low entry, and you can turn that $40 into $80, into $120, into $500. You understand? We had a member, he bought 3 contracts on Wednesday. He flipped $120 into over $500. He was risking $120 to make $500, right? So this is able to work so well because we trade the trend and we hold and we don't use stop losses. We tend to time our trades very, very well, but in terms of situations where we don't, we tend to just fucking hold. At times we will sell for a loss, but we will never use a stop loss. If you use stop losses on 0 date option contracts, you will lose money all of the fucking time. Within the blink of an eye, those calls I bought, that went up 1,000%. They dropped 35%. If I had a stop loss, I would have missed out on a 1,000% opportunity. This is why we will never use stop losses, because we trade the trend and we have the entire day for the contracts to go in the money. And we tend to be up way before they go in the money and we set the fucking profit stops, right? So do you understand? We're doing the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. And if you watch these videos and if you watch all the trade recaps and you see what I'm teaching, you're going to see nobody out there is doing this. This is curriculum I've created. This is a 0 date options trade alert system that we've created. It's far more advanced than just, trade alerts, buy and sell alerts, right? We have advanced systems that make people money. Curriculum, education, trade alert systems, right? You can see it's far more advanced as well. New key levels updated in the morning. And then this just goes over some basic rules, right? And I'm telling you, this takes time. This is a new system to experience. It's the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. Most of you have trained yourself to win small, to take small wins, to win small, to size big, to set stop losses. We do the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. So it's going to take time for you to adjust. But once people get it and see the light, they tend to just keep on winning nonstop. This takes fucking time to figure out, dude. This took me over a fucking decade to figure out. Trading is fucking hard. The hardest part about trading is the exit as well, right? Which is why you sell into moves the key levels and stuff like that. But listen, man, if you want to get off of here and make some real fucking money and come print with us at the speed of light, it's the first link down below in the description. Because I can assure you, all we're going to do is fucking print, man. With Trump coming into office, this is going to be the best fucking 4 years to be trading, man. You're going to see. All we're going to fucking do is win, and we're going to win so fucking big, man. We are going to make the entire industry look like a fucking disgrace. If people were to compare them to us, we're going to make them look like a fucking disgrace. They're going to say, dude, these guys are only charging that much, and the fucking trades are going up this much, and they're doing this every single fucking day, and they're winning nonstop, and they have a 0 date option trading alert system, and they have all these multi-motherfucking millionaires in the group. You want to see a multi-millionaire? This guy just came back to the chat. He said he's going to be more active in our group. You understand? This guy is worth over 9 fucking figures. I'm going to show you something. This is fucking ninja. This is another reason why I was bullish as well, man. So you're going to see, man, multi-millionaires, especially if they're not employed or hired here, they come and go. They're busy people. They have shit to fucking do. But he said he's back on the map now, and this was the first trade he made coming back. And big shout out to Ninja, because privately, he told me to invest into Dogecoin at 20 cents, and he told me to buy Tesla Leaps when they were in the low 200. Those fucking leaps went up over 1,000%. Those were 2 trade ideas that he gave me fucking privately, man, this year. But anyways, man, take a look at this, man. He ended up buying SPY fucking calls, man. This is the beauty of holding and trading the fucking trend. Look at this. He swing traded calls on December 19th, and he went with December 20th expiration. 586 calls at 224 cents, right? He swing traded those calls. He was down a fuck ton. He bought 100 contracts. He was down a fuck ton percentage-wise, right? 200 contracts in. And in this particular situation, he had 200 contracts at 224 cents, right? So he's risking like, 45,000 right around there, whatever it is, right? And in terms of the situation, he was down a fuck ton, because the SPY had such a massive gap down, but he traded the trend, he held the contracts, and they came back to life. And they went deep in the money. And he ended up selling those fucking contracts for 500 a contract. Look at this. He ended up selling at 11:14 a.m. for 533 a contract, man. This guy knows exactly what the fuck he's doing, man. This guy's a genius, man. So big shout out to Ninja for coming back throughout the community. We talk privately, but like I said, man, you're going to see a lot of the multimillionaires, they get busy at times, they'll disappear at times. But like I said, man, if you want a real-time zero-day options trading alert system, it's the first link down below in the description. You get access to our amazing trading community, and you can come trade with us. You can come print with us. You can come experience and learn something new. I'm telling you, we have many multimillionaires in here. You're going to see this is very disruptive. What we have in terms of this company that we have, people who are in other groups, once they find our groups, some of these groups, they're paying less, some they're paying more. But they're going to see once they comparison, that other fucking business is basically going to go out of fucking business. It's literally just going to be on, if people were to compare it, just social media fucking marketing, just fucking marketing, getting fucking people in. But if you join our fucking group, you're going to see the trades print nonstop, and we have an amazing community, and we have the best trades in the fucking game. And that's what fucking trading is. It's like, dude, if you're going to pay for trading alerts, pay for a trading alert system. Who's got the best fucking system? Who's got the most advanced system? Who's got the highest risk reward, cheapest, lowest risk, biggest percentage gain system? Who's got the best fucking trades in the fucking game, man? You understand? Our trades wipe everyone out. If you bet against us, you will blow up. If you bet against the monopoly, man, you will go bankrupt, man. There's multimillionaires who are printing non-motherfucking stop. We got people in here worth 9 figures. We got people in here worth 8 figures. I'm saying, dude, if people join this group and look at the fucking trades, and then they go to another group and look at the fucking trades, there's no fucking comparison. And then the other business basically goes out of business. But, there's abundance in this world. And, in terms of social media is not fucking real. And, you'll just see, man, people just know how to market themselves. People know how to go viral. People know how to go famous, good for them. But in terms of who's got the best trades in the trading alert systems and the best fucking community, well, I told you, it's the first link down below in the description. You're going to see we have the best trades available within the market. The algorithm, it's not going to reward the best trades within the market. It rewards, whatever the fuck it rewards on social media, right? It's not fucking real. But in terms of this shit that we have, this is real. These are the best fucking trades you're ever going to fucking see. If you compare these trades to anyone else, you're going to be like, dude, these guys on another fucking level, these are the best trades to be paying for, and you're going to want to stick with us. So if you're serious about trading alongside with us, it's the first link down below in the description. Like I said, this is very disruptive. This is, man, for those of you who don't know what the real looks like, you're going to come in here, you're going to be like, dude, I've finally been looking for something real. It's like these trades actually fucking print. These are massive fucking wins. These are massive fucking gains. This is an amazing trading alert system. It's like, wow, I've never experienced anything before this. And then it's going to put a lot of other groups that you've been in to fucking shame and put them out of fucking business. But like I said, there's abundance in the world. So it is what it is, man. If you want to print, if you want to make fucking money, it's the first link down below within the description. If you want to see something that's real, if you want to see the light, I gave you an invitation to the party, dude. Wednesday, you could have made thousands. Fucking Friday, you could have made thousands. If you slept on us, you genuinely deserve to stay fucking broke, man. The trades we're fucking alerting out, the education I'm fucking giving, dude, that red, green, red, lower high pattern, man. Look at that shit, man. Red, green, red, resistance, previous support right here, lower highs, sells off. Fucking Tesla, same fucking pattern, man. And I gave you the level, previous closing price. So this is the previous closing price. Red, green, red, lower highs, new resistance, previous support, sells off. It's like, dude, who fucking prints like us? Who teaches you this stuff, man? This is the curriculum I've created. Use the levels, use the curriculum. This works. I will see you guys within the chat tomorrow. We're going to absolutely crush it. If you want to join us, it's the first link down below within the description.